Dying Light the Beast may just have more Easter eggs hidden within its world than any previous Dying Light game, and that's really saying something. I've spent the last week and a bit since the game's release gathering together every single Easter egg in the game. From huge Easter eggs spanning across Castor Woods to the smallest references tucked away in the darkest corners. I've done my very best to compile the most comprehensive list of Dying Light the Beast Easter eggs anywhere on YouTube. So, sit back, grab your favourite snack and relax as I bring you all the Easter eggs in Dying Light the Beast. Just like the following before it, one of the main innovations in Dying Light the Beast over Dying Light 2 is the addition of drivable vehicles. This takes the form of these trucks, which you can find all around Castor Woods. On the surface, it looks as though these are the only drivable vehicles in the game, but that wouldn't be quite right. On your adventures, you may have spotted a few combine harvesters in the fields around the farms. Ordinarily, these serve no real purpose beyond just being a sharp place to impale zombies, and you definitely can't jump on in and drive them yourself. That is unless you head over to the combine harvester found near the safe zone in Pembroke. While this combine looks just like all the rest, it has one distinct difference: a fuel tank. A fuel tank that can be filled, and trust me, it will take a lot to fill this tank. By my count, it's roughly 40 fuel to fully fill the combine. But honestly, it's totally worth it, because once it's full, it will unlock a secret rampage challenge that requires you to kill 75 infected to earn a gold medal while driving the combine harvester. I'm pretty disappointed though, because it seems like you can only use this combine during the challenge itself, but I'm pretty sure some modders out there will sort that out in no time. While the combine harvester may be the most impressive hidden vehicle in Dying Light the Beast, it's definitely not the only one, as an Easter egg previously seen in Dying Light 2 returns once again in the Beast. To find this Easter egg, just head up to the woods southwest of Old Town. Leaning against a tree, you'll be able to find a bicycle. Just like the combine harvester, interacting with this bike will begin a challenge. This time a race called
Ride the Bike Thing,
where you'll get to ride the bicycle down the mountain as fast as possible. I'm either really rubbish or this challenge is really hard, because I can't seem to get a gold medal no matter how hard I try. Hopefully you'll do better than me. Those two were definitely some of the biggest Easter eggs in the game, and while there's plenty more to come, I think we should take a look at a few smaller Easter eggs before we continue. In particular, there's a fair few small references to movies in Dying Light the Beast, so here's a few of my favourites. In various locations around Castor Woods, you'll be able to spot this poster for The Good, the Bad, and the Infected. A pretty clear reference to the 1966 movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, starring Clint Eastwood. In Crane's room at the town hall, interacting with this helmet will trigger a line referencing 1968's Planet of the Apes.
Till we meet again, you damn dirty beast.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
In the top right of this loading screen, we can see 28 tally marks, followed by the word days, a likely reference to the zombie movie 28 Days Later. Crane's map also hides a sneaky movie Easter egg. In the far south of Castor Woods, you can just about make out a lake named Crystal Lake. We can also see marked on the map some kind of building by the lakeside, meaning this is likely a reference to Camp Crystal Lake as seen in the Friday the 13th series of horror movies. Unfortunately, this area is completely out of bounds, which might actually be lucky if Jason Voorhees himself is hanging around down there. let's up the ante a little bit more with the next bunch of movie Easter eggs. In the waters southeast of the asylum, we can find a small island home to a brilliant movie reference. Swim over to this island where you'll be able to find a makeshift raft on the shore. Alongside the raft will be a small camp full of cardboard boxes. There's also an ice axe by the campfire and a football in a box. Funnily enough, this is an Easter egg we've seen in Dying Light before, as it's a reference to Tom Hanks' movie Castaway. The raft and the shelter both feature in the movie, as do the cardboard boxes, as Tom Hanks' character is a FedEx worker who ends up stranded on a desert island. The ice axe by the campfire is also likely a reference to the ice skate from the movie, which Hanks has to use to open coconuts. Finally, while it's not the best version of Wilson we've ever seen, the football and the grass surrounding it do somewhat resemble the iconic volleyball. I do have to say though, I think this is a more comprehensive Castaway Easter egg than the one we previously saw in Dying Light the following. If you want to find both a legendary weapon and a movie Easter egg, then get yourself over to this location in Pembroke. When you arrive, you'll find this small building with a vent on the rear near the vegetable patches, and you'll want to head inside. Here, we can find a small generator that we'll need to start. By this point, you've probably done this a million times in the game already, but just go ahead and grab the power cable and we'll need to connect it to the adjacent building, which as usual is easier said than done, as zombies really are experts at being in the way. Once everything is powered up, you can head inside the workshop. Once you've dealt with yet more zombies, you can have a good look around. In the centre of the room is a nice looking motorcycle, but on the workbench behind it is the legendary weapon we're here for, the Statement. The Statement is a pretty brilliant shotgun, and with how easy it is to get, there's really no reason not to add it to your arsenal as soon as possible. The Statement isn't really an Easter egg on its own though. That is until we head back to the workshop and read the note on the table.
This big-ass guy barges in midday. He's decked out in leather and carrying a shotgun. If that wasn't enough, he shows up at my workshop with some teen boy. He just says, "Motorcycle," and presses the barrel up to my forehead. I point over at the bike. He hops onto it with the kid. He drops the shotgun onto the ground, says, "Sorry," and adds that he'll leave me his busted motorcycle, the one he came here on. Then he rode off. Oh, and one more thing. The big guy had an Austrian accent. That's the story.
A leather-wearing, shotgun-wielding Austrian accompanied by a teen boy. It doesn't take a genius to piece together that this is a reference to the Terminator and John Connor from Terminator 2: Judgment Day. We're going on a road trip for our next Dying Like the Beast movie Easter egg, as this one can be found on the highway west of the industrial park. As with a lot of the highway, there's plenty of abandoned vehicles here. But if we put our detective hat on, we can actually see that these trucks are here as the result of a traffic collision. We can see that one of these trucks, loaded with logs, has spilled its load onto the road, and one unfortunate driver following behind has had a very bad day to say the least. In a scene taken directly from Final Destination 2, we'll be able to find a log smashed through the windscreen of the truck behind, impaling and killing the driver. I'm sure I don't just speak for myself here when I say that this is actually one of those movie moments that has always stuck with me, especially when I'm driving down the motorway. I stay very clear of logging trucks. There is at least one more movie reference in the game, but I'm going to save that one for later because it's pretty big. For now, let's stick to the theme and take a look at some references to TV shows that you can also find in Dying Light the Beast. The safe zone in Cement Gardens is a location you'll get sent to fairly early in Dying Light the Beast. While there's nothing really that interesting about this safe zone itself, the building's basement holds an Easter egg referencing another zombie franchise. Just head on downstairs where you'll see the phrase, "Don't open, dead inside," written on the wall. This phrase is taken directly from the very first episode of The Walking Dead, where Rick Grimes sees it written on the doors inside the hospital. This phrase also appears elsewhere in Castor Woods, such as on the garage door that you'll open while retrieving the Needle legendary weapon. So as you explore Castor Wood, do keep your eyes open for this iconic message. Northwest of Old Town, beneath the highway, you'll come across a truck hauling some concrete pipes. There's a corpse inside one of these pipes and alcohol surrounding the area. You'll also find a note reading,
"Yeah, I know, I keep doing it. I got hammered again last night, and I woke up in a sewer pipe, and my back is killing me. Though I slept well, pretty good actually. Anyway, I got up this morning, because I had to. I've got kids after all. Folks say you can't drink when you have kids, but that's not true. You can. You just have to get up in the morning. That's what being responsible is all about."
This is a reference to Season 6, Episode 4 of The Trailer Park Boys, in which we see a very similar scene take place.
I got really fucking drunk last night, smoked a bunch of dope till 5 in the morning, ended up passing out in the sewer pipe because it's kind of cramped back here and my back's been a little sore. Anyway, I slept there, had a pretty good sleep, but I still had to get up early this morning because I got responsibles now. I growed up, I got kids. A lot of people say you can't smoke dope and get drunk when you have kids, and that's not true. You can, but you still gotta get up in the morning. That's being responsible and being a man.
I have a feeling fans of the Trailer Park Boys will love this Easter egg. It's just unfortunate that this is one of the few Easter eggs in the game that I don't really know anything about. Agent Mulder is one of the two main leads in The X-Files. I'm sure you've heard of it. Seen throughout the series, Mulder has a love for snacking on sunflower seeds. And it's a detail that Dying Light the Beast uses for a brilliant X-Files Easter egg. To find it, you'll need to travel to the industrial zone and climb the tower found here. The climb to the top of this smokestack is fairly straightforward, and once you reach the very top, on the ground beside a wooden crate will be a pack of Mulder's sunflower seeds. This is a great little reference to the X-Files all on its own, but to add another level of detail, if you pick these up and then quit to the main menu, you'll see that just like Agent Mulder, Crane also likes to snack on sunflower seeds. In the sewers beneath Old Town, we can find yet another TV show Easter egg. You'll have to come to this location during a main questline, so you'll no doubt have come across this Easter egg all by yourself. Down in these tunnels beneath Old Town, there's plenty of interesting things to discover. Aside from all the zombies, one of the side passages is home to 4 pizza boxes, a dead rat, and a modern saber. If we put all of this together, we've just found ourselves a reference to the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. With pizza being their favourite food, they have a box each, and the dead rat is likely a reference to their father and mentor, Master Splinter. Finally, the modern saber is a reference to Leonardo's katana. A final small TV reference can be found on this loading screen. The lottery tickets show the numbers
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
which just so happens to be the winning lottery tickets seen in the TV show Lost. The newspaper here also mentions the winner still hasn't come forward to claim their prize, which is likely because, well, you know, they're lost. That's a lot of Easter eggs, and we are nowhere near the end just yet. If you'll allow it, I'd like to just take a very brief moment to thank every single one of you for watching. Dying Light has always had a really special place in my heart and on this channel because we've been covering it since the very first game. Unfortunately, YouTube seems to pretty much hate me these days, and I have literally no idea why. Any engagement with this video will be a massive help to both the channel itself and my own mental health, to be honest, because I put a lot of work into these videos, and having them just get no views is really demoralizing. I'd love to keep making videos just like this, so if you are enjoying this video and would like to see more, then please do like, comment and subscribe. Thanks to everyone, and now let's get back to Dying Light the Beast. This is a brand new section that I haven't really done before in one of these videos, but coming up are a collection of potentially unsolved Easter eggs that are currently in the game. It would be really great to hear what you guys think about these, and hopefully we can all get one step closer to solving these mysteries. During the quest Deadbeats, while exploring the music studio to retrieve audio cables, inside a cupboard in the basement will be a strange book. Adorned with skulls and titled The Book of the Dead, you'll be given the option to take this book, but once you do, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's not a collectible, it won't be anywhere in your inventory. It just disappears. Kinda spooky, especially considering its name, but maybe there's more to this yet to be found. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I posted this next potential unsolved Easter egg over on Reddit to a whopping 0 replies, so hopefully we'll have more luck here. As far as I can tell, this overgrown bus covered in flowers is entirely unique to this location. If we head on inside, you'll be greeted by a pretty deliberately placed skeleton surrounded by yet more flowers. I feel weirdly certain that this is some kind of reference that I just don't get. My initial thoughts were potentially the flower people from Annihilation, or maybe a reference to Midsummer. But neither of those really feel quite right. Maybe you have a better idea, so if you want to check it out for yourself, just head to this location on the map, and then drop me a comment. In the far northwest of Castor Woods, at this location on the map, you can find a mysterious hatch covered by a large rock. Now this may look inaccessible, but if you have the beast abilities sufficiently upgraded, you can pick up and remove this rock. With the rock removed, we can now try and open the bunker, to no success. What's the deal here? It seems like after managing to move the boulder, there should be something more to do here. After all, there are actually bunkers in the woods just like this, such as Doomsday Dan's bunker, which is fully fleshed out. But this one seems to go nowhere. Unless of course, you know something I don't. Back in Dying Light 2, after completing the game, you could find a new quest in which you could help an alien chicken return home. This itself was a continuation of another UFO Easter egg in Dying Light the Following, and it's now referenced several times in Dying Light the Beast. In the game, you can find Spacecox posters featuring these alien chickens, as well as stickers in various locations depicting a chicken being abducted by a UFO. There's even a treasure map in the farms showing a UFO in the sky. That's kind of it though. No hidden quest, no bigger mystery as far as we know, but if there was, it may have something to do with this location, where inside a hidden room, we can find a chicken standing over a corpse. I'm not gonna lie, this looks pretty suspicious as far as I'm concerned, though it definitely leaves me wondering if there's more to be found here. For our final unsolved mystery, we're heading back into Old Town. I'm going to dub this one the Murder House, and you'll see why as soon as we enter the front door. A strange shrine sits in this room, overlooked by blood-soaked walls in the shape of a woman. The floor is covered in candles and the beginnings of a blood trail. Following this blood through the house, we are brought to the bathroom where we find a corpse lies submerged in the bathtub. This is all strange enough, but it gets worse if we continue to explore this building. Opposite that bathroom, we find an area under renovation, but the workmen never got the chance to go home. One of them is found crammed into a cement mixer, having been killed by a hammer to the face. A second workman is on the toilet nearby, with their own drill embedded in their heart. A final victim is found face down in another toilet. This is genuinely the strangest location in Dying Light the Beast. In a game where blood and gore is the norm, this place really stands out because it's very clearly not been a result of the undead hordes. If you have any idea what's going on here, then I'd love to read your comments below. Okay, I think it's about time we got back on track with some real, concrete Easter eggs. So where better to head next than some video game references? The huge mountain lodge found at this location on the map is likely somewhere you'll have travelled during your time in Castor Woods. It's one of the locations in the Stay Human side quest, but what you may have missed while you were here was the secret legendary weapon and God of War Easter egg. To find it, we'll need to head up to the attic and onto the balcony. Turning around and looking above the door, you can find an axe mounted to the wall. This is the Tube Paga, but you'll likely know it more as the Leviathan axe from God of War. Just like its counterpart, the special ability of this axe is to return to the thrower once thrown, making it an insanely useful and really powerful weapon. I really am torn between this and the Strauss&Broda Machete as my favourite secret weapons in the game, but we'll talk more about that weapon later. This next secret weapon isn't quite as fun as that one, but it comes with a brilliant Easter egg. Just head over to these tanks in the sewage plant. If you climb up to the top of the third tank, you'll be able to find the blueprints for the tempered crowbar. The description for this weapon reads,
"A free man is bound to master this weapon in half his life."
That's a brilliant reference to the Half-Life series and its protagonist Gordon Freeman and his iconic crowbar. But what's more, if we take a look at where we actually found this blueprint once again, we can see that beside it is a Valve, the developers of Half-Life, and the blueprint itself was sat on top of the Half-Life logo. A small but very easy to miss Easter egg in Dying Light the Beast is found at this location just south of the industrial park. Here on the ground you will find a corpse. Interacting with this body, we'll flip it over, revealing it to be James Sunderland, the protagonist of Silent Hill 2. Up in Pembroke, we can find a strange little Easter egg hidden on a chimney of one of the houses. Once you're up on the rooftops, make your way over to the chimney with a bird's nest on top. Inside this bird's nest will be this little fella. I'm told by the internet that this little potato is a reference to the video game Brotato, which I guess it might be, but I don't really think I agree. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think in the comments below. One of the most recurring Easter eggs returns once again in Dying Light the Beast, and no, thank God, it's not the Dark Souls bonfire. To find this Easter egg, head to the henge found at this location. This is actually a really cool area that has a couple of Easter eggs, but the one we're looking for is found just inside this small covered area. Here, we can find a corpse, impaled by numerous arrows, but one in particular is directly in their knee. This is, of course, a reference to the infamous line from Skyrim.
"I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee."
You know, come to think of it, I'm pretty surprised I haven't actually found a Dark Souls Easter egg in this game yet. Kinda can't believe it, and maybe I've missed it. Of course, with The Beast being a Dying Light game, we can also see a bunch of reference to the previous games in the series. These could be references to quests or just returning Easter eggs. I'm not going to include references like the note in Doomsday Dan's bunker, which mentions Haran, but it doesn't really count as an Easter egg when Haran is just a canonical location and event in the game series. But the rest of these are all pretty great Easter eggs. For example, you can find this Bozak poster in various locations, which references the Bozak Horde DLC from the first Dying Light game. In a similar vein, you can also spot this Happy Bucket sticker, which references the Mother's Day quest from Dying Light, and also appeared in Kyle Crane's shrine in Dying Light 2. While not a direct reference to a previous Dying Light game, the way to obtain this secret weapon is taken directly from the Korek Machete in Dying Light. On the roof of the building northwest of Memorial Hill, you can find and unlock a small maintenance room. Once inside, on the wall you'll be able to find a metal storage cabinet. If you knock on the cabinet, nothing will happen, and that's because you need to do it anywhere between 40 to 100 times. Finally, once you've knocked on the door enough times, it will pop open, revealing the Strauss&Broda Machete, potentially my favourite legendary weapon in the game. Why is it so special, I hear you ask? Well, it's named after the music producers of the game, and as such, it has some musical talents of its own. It's powerful, fun, and completely unique. Definitely worth the effort to go out and collect. Those with a nervous disposition, beware of this next Easter egg, as the secret Volatile Meeting that we first saw in the original Dying Light returns in The Beast. All you need to do to find this secret is head to the tunnel north of Golden Pine. Head on into the tunnels, where around halfway through, you can find a maintenance door. I think it's safe to say that's definitely the most dangerous Easter egg in this entire video. I promise we're getting close to the end now, so I've got a couple of Easter eggs that don't really fit into any of our previous categories, so we'll just look at them now. There's an abandoned bus just southwest of Golden Pine. Head on into this bus, and on the back seats, you'll find a skeleton wearing headphones and holding a note. This note reads,
"Choose yourself. His toes are sweaty, lips weak, balls are heavy. There's vomit on his hoodie already. Dad's spaghetti."
Fans of Eminem will instantly recognise the reference to his song Lose Yourself. What's more is this scene is actually taken directly from Eminem's movie 8 Mile. If you're a 15-year-old boy, this next Easter egg will no doubt be your favourite, but it's also going to be one that YouTube hates, so most of it is unfortunately gonna need to be blurred. But don't worry, I'll show you exactly where to find it for yourself, which is actually right here. The house in this location is hiding a raunchy little secret, and to find it, just head on into the bathroom. Take your weapon of choice and give the toilet seat a smack to reveal some pretty revealing images. This really is one I'm going to have to say you'll need to go out and find for yourself, because I'm on thin ice with YouTube as it is, and I ain't gonna poke the bear. These next Easter eggs are easily the biggest and most complex in the game. I'm going to show you exactly how to complete and unlock each one. So if you want to skip certain sections or jump to exactly what you want to see, then just use the included timestamps. Hidden around Castor Woods in Dying Light the Beast are 8 Sigil stones. When all 8 of these stones are collected, they allow you to obtain a secret legendary weapon, and here's where you can find every single stone. Brilliant. That took a while, but now we have all 8 stones, and we're free to head to this location east of the monastery. Here, you'll find a giant pillar of rock, and you'll now need to climb all the way to the top. Honestly, it's not a very hard climb, and once you do reach the top, you'll find a sword embedded in the stone. EXPcalibur, one of my favourite Easter eggs from the original Dying Light, is back, and it has had quite the glow up. With all 8 sigils on us, we can begin to place them in the smoke surrounding the sword. Once the final stone is placed, a boss zombie will spawn. While he's nothing special, maybe don't try baiting him off the edge like I did. It didn't turn out well. Once that zombie is dealt with, we can head over and begin to pull the sword from the stone. Just like in Dying Light, this will take a while, but trust me, it's worth it. EXPcalibur II is a very powerful weapon, and I think the coolest design in the entire game, due to its volatile crossguard. As you'd expect, it's great against groups of infected, and can even be recrafted at the workbench when broken. Out the front of the town hall in Old Town, you may have noticed that there's a sword-wielding statue. What you might not have realised is you can actually take that sword for yourself, but to do it, you'll need to destroy 9 crests hidden around the town square. Just follow this guide to find them all. quick side note, that whistle that you just heard will actually crop up again in another Easter egg later, but I just wanted to mention it here as it's pretty similar to Rue's whistle from the Hunger Games. It's worth mentioning that you need quite a powerful weapon to destroy these crests. As you can see here, a standard pistol really doesn't do anything. Stick to either the revolver or the marksman rifle and you'll be fine. Once you've destroyed the final crest, head over to the statue's plaque and investigate it, where you'll be given a little fireworks show. Now just jump on up to the statue, where you'll be able to grab yourself the Breslau Blade, potentially the fastest and most agile sword available in Dying Light the Beast. If you followed the Dying Light the Beast marketing campaign, you'll likely be familiar with Boba the Beaver.
Hey there, folks! Boba the Beaver's the name!
Well, you can actually meet him for yourself in-game and even get yourself a legendary weapon. And all you need to do is collect 6 logs from around the rivers. Here's where you can find each log. Here is our final log on this rock, and we'll once again hear that Hunger Games whistle one final time. If you look over at the river now, you'll see there are more logs in the water. This just so happens to be the exact place we need to be to continue this Easter egg. What you'll need to do next is add your 6 logs to this pile in the river. Once done, we'll now need to leave the area for a little while, but just before we do, let's take note of these logs against the rocks. Okay, so we need to leave the area, because once we come back, the dam will be significantly larger. The dam is now so large it will have actually flooded the surrounding area and created a small lake. And those logs that we looked at a moment ago will have gone, allowing us to access a secret underwater cave. Making our way through this cave, we'll come out into a brilliant recreation of the set used by Techland for their developer logs. It's actually quite a faithful recreation of the set that we see in their YouTube videos, and even has a camera to properly set the scene.
A car. I guess someone panicked out there, turned sharply and couldn't correct themselves. Either that or they're just not very good at lockpicking.
In an adjoining cave, we can also find a mini bedroom area with a lot of beaver-friendly decor. There's a beaver family photo beside the bed, and kids' drawings on the table, including a pretty awesome beaver volatile. The next stage of this Easter egg comes when we head back to the previous room and go to sleep on the sofa.
Bobor, kurva, ja pierdola ale bydla.
Unfortunately, it looks like Boba the Beaver did not survive the zombie outbreak, so we'll have to put him out of his misery ourselves. Thankfully, this wasn't all for nothing, as on the crafting bench we can find the Beaver Stick, an absolutely brutal legendary weapon with a 100% chance to knock down your enemies. This is absolutely great for dealing with groups and opens up plenty of head stomping opportunities. It's also really fun to see that this stick was actually being held by Boba in those tourism board videos. By the way, if you were wondering what Kyle actually said when he first saw Boba,
Bobor, kurva, ja pierdola ale bydla.
It basically translates to
A fucking beaver. What a beast.
which is of course in Polish. It's actually a reference to a popular Polish viral video. Just before we get to our final Easter egg in the game, and trust me, it's a really great one, so make sure you stick around to see it, I want to take a quick look at every quest and every challenge in the game, because a lot of them are references and Easter eggs. So I think it's time for a lightning round. Let's start with the races. Ace of Spades is named after the song of the same name by Motorhead. Beat It is a Michael Jackson song. Don't Stop Me Now is by Queen. Highway to Hell is a song by AC/DC. And The Final Countdown is a song by the band Europe. The final race, Nightcrawler, is a reference to the 2014 movie of the same name. Now time for the quests. First Blood is a reference to the 1982 Rambo movie First Blood. For Your Mind Only references the James Bond movie For Your Eyes Only. Good Vibrations is a song by the Beach Boys. The Bait and the Beast is a reference to Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Don't Look Back in Anger is a song by Oasis. One Flew Over the Volatile's Nest is a play on the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Requiem for a Scream is also a play on Requiem for a Dream. School's Out is a song by Alice Cooper. Some Like It Dark is a spin on the song Some Like It Hot by The Power Station, or even the 1959 movie of the same name. Stay Human is a really nice little nod to Dying Light 2 Stay Human. The Cable Guy is a Jim Carrey comedy movie. And finally, The Fast and the Fortunate is a reference to the Fast and the Furious series of movies. We are finally on to the final Easter egg in the game, and this final Easter egg combines things from all over this video. It has a movie reference, a video game Easter egg, a secret weapon that's a callback to a previous Dying Light game, and even a real world mystery. To get things started, you'll need to head to the train bridge just east of the monastery. At the far end of this train bridge, we can find that the tunnels have collapsed. In this rubble is where we'll find our first Easter egg. Written on this brick wall, we can see the numbers 9 3/4. That will be instantly recognisable to fans of Harry Potter as the platform number of the Hogwarts Express at King's Cross Station. In the movies, Harry and his friends were able to walk straight through the wall to access the platform, and Dying Light mimics this trick beautifully to allow us to enter the tunnels. Once inside, it won't take us long to run into our second Easter egg in the form of these dirt blocks that have been taken straight out of Minecraft. Just like in Minecraft, we'll be able to destroy these blocks, and we'll need to do that in order to carry on through the tunnels. It's really quite a maze down here with multiple routes hidden behind these blocks, and plenty of zombies to block your path too. Eventually though, you'll find this corridor with a door at the end. Heading through this door, you'll be greeted by a brilliant solid gold train. This is Easter egg number 3. This gold train is a reference to the very real legends of an Axis train loaded with stolen gold and treasure and hidden away after their defeat at the end of World War II. The train is supposedly somewhere in southwest Poland, so it's no surprise that the Polish developers of Dying Light the Beast wanted to add this reference to a very popular Polish mystery. The train is also loaded with a few gold bars, which are actually pretty handy weapons and entirely unique to this area. But that's not the only secret weapon here, as our final Easter egg sits beside those gold bars. The Last Hand of Glova is potentially the most powerful weapon in the game, and literally has Crane performing Doctor Strange-esque magic to explode his enemies. Versions of The Last Hand of Glova have appeared in numerous Techland games, first appearing in Dead Island as the Left Hand of Glova, then the original Dying Light as the Right Hand of Glova, followed by Dying Light 2 as the Left Finger of Glova, a personal favourite of mine. Finally, here in Dying Light the Beast, we have the Last Hand of Glova, which may actually signal the end of this recurring Easter egg, but I really do hope that's not true. The weapon does have limited uses, but more can be crafted at a workbench, or even just head back to this train tunnel and grab yourself some more once it respawns. And there we have it. I think this is potentially the biggest and most comprehensive Easter egg video I've ever made. We've looked at a whopping 55 Easter eggs today, and I'm honestly still not sure if there are more hiding in the game. If that is the case, and you've seen something I've missed, then please don't hesitate to drop me a comment below and let everyone know. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you join me again next time for more Easter egg content just like this. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for watching.